This initiative is aimed at supporting people with disabilities who are registered with the service. However, the free service does not extend to long-distance routes or the disability voucher taxi service. Those wishing to take advantage of the offer can book a ride through the Duribal call center or its dedicated mobile app. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump is facing growing criticism over his trade war with China, but has now extended an offer for negotiations with Beijing. Trump has repeatedly called Chinese President Xi Jinping a friend, but the ongoing tariff dispute has intensified tensions. Despite the high tariffs imposed by the U.S., China has retaliated, and Trump's strategy seemed to have lost momentum, with critics arguing it has blocked broader negotiations on key issues like fentanyl and Taiwan. Now taking a look at the weather across Busan. Sunny conditions expected. The current temperature is 18 degrees, with the highest temperature expected 20 degrees. Looking ahead, the forecast for the afternoon predicts partly cloudy conditions. And that wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is Busan Worldwide with Stephanie Yoon. BEFM, Busan 영어.
Welcome to Busan Worldwide. It's Wednesday, April 16th, and we're coming to you live from BFM, Busan 영어방송. 90.5 FM in Busan and 103.3 FM in Gijang, Jeongwan, and Doksan areas. Now, according to the Korea Road Traffic Authority's Busan Regional Headquarters, the city's project to improve areas with frequent traffic accidents has resulted in a 39.9% reduction in serious traffic accidents and a 39.2% decrease in the number of injuries as well. The authority compared data from 12 project sites measuring accident rates during the 3 years prior to the improvements, and that's between 2019 and 2021, and again in 2023 after the upgrades. One notable example is the Kumsadong intersection in Kumjeong district. Previously, the area had an irregular, unsignalized layout, leading to frequent collisions caused by drivers ignoring the right-of-way. In addition, pedestrian crossings were not clearly defined, contributing to numerous jaywalking-related accidents. Over a 3-year period, 17 accidents involving injuries occurred there, but since the upgrades, not a single accident was reported in 2023. 이 개선사업을 통해서 2023년엔 금사동 교차로에서 교통사고가 한 건도 없었다고 합니다. And with continued efforts and carefully considered policies like these, we do look forward to an even safer Busan and a safer Korea overall. 네, 앞으로도 시민 안전을 위한 정책들이 더 세심하게 추진되어서 보다 안전한 부산 그리고 안전한 대한민국이 될 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's edition of Busan Worldwide. Here's what we have lined up for you. Our main segment, The Interview, is coming up next, followed by Global Buzz Busan. And today's Correspondent Report will take us to China, so stay tuned for all of that. And plus, don't forget, our live stream is up and running on YouTube now. You can go to YouTube and search BEFM or Busan 영어방송 to join us. You get to see us in the studio, and you can even send us messages messages on the live chat. Just like Benny-님 saying hello, good morning from Manila. And also happy hump day. Thank you so much for messaging in, Benny-님. Good morning to Manila as well. And we have Juliet-님 messaging in saying good morning. And 사랑대요-님 saying good morning, Stephanie and everyone. Happy hump day indeed. And you can also reach us by sending a text to pound 9050 for 101 or send a free message through KakaoTalk by adding 부산 영어방송. 자, 그럼 오늘의 더 인터뷰 잠시 후에 만나보겠습니다. Busan to the world, Busan Worldwide. You're listening to Busan Worldwide with me, Stephanie Yoon. Now it's time for the interview. Last year, the UN World Tourism Organization selected nomadher as the most innovative startup, recognized for creating a platform that supports safe travel for women around the world. Now, based on a women-only verification system, nomadher connects around 400,000 women across 190 countries, enabling them to travel, communicate, and grow together. So today we sit down with nomadher's founder and CEO, Ms. Kim Hyo-jung. 네, 오늘 더 인터뷰에선 노매드헐의 창업자이자 CEO인 김효정 대표와 함께합니다. Hello and welcome.
안녕하세요.
네,
Hello.
안녕하세요. It's a pleasure to see you again. Now, it's been 2 years since we last met on our show, so welcome back to BEFM. Now, nomadher has grown remarkably since then and now gaining global attention, which makes this reunion, I think, even more exciting. I heard you're not only active here at Busan, but also at Station F in Paris. So we want to hear, how have you been?
Amazing. I love that question. And welcome. I mean, thank you so much for inviting me again.
Of course.
Yeah. For the past 2 years, I've been traveling all around the world.
I'm sure.
Last year, I was in 16 countries. In Middle East, Latin America, North America, also back in Paris. And we've grown to a community of around 400,000 women. And it's crazy that now United Nations, Cartier, even Apple, they want to collaborate with what we are doing. So I feel like, wow, the dream is coming true now. Yes.
And I think as a Busanite, we're so proud of this company. And I think it's just so impressive. Growing a global community of 400,000 women is no small feat. And let's first introduce nomadher to those who might not be familiar with your company.
Yeah, so nomadher, it's the community app for female travelers where we are sending the message like, she can travel anywhere.
Right.
That's our big slogan.
She can travel anywhere.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even my tote bag that I brought today says she can travel anywhere. It's a community app where we focuses on creating the very supporting vibe for female travelers. Our main function is where you can get connected to other female travelers who are traveling all around the world. So imagine, Stephanie, you're going to Paris next month.
Yeah.
You can look for other female travelers who are going to the same destination with you during the same period, and boom, you can get matching with other female travelers and like spend a very casual like time together, going for grabbing beer, like food. So that's kind of our main function where we started, and now we are also partnering with local female entrepreneurs here in Busan,
Right.
Jeju, Bali, soon to Morocco, France, Portugal,
Oh, wow.
where we partner with these female travel organizations or travel agencies, and we create women-only travel programs together.
Wow. I think it's such an empowering concept, right? Like, especially in a time when safety and meaningful connections are so important, I think. And I'm sure this platform is opening doors for many women who may, maybe hesitant to travel alone before, but now you can go anywhere, anytime, and meet other women who might feel that way. Now, how did this innovative idea of creating a platform for women travelers come about?
So I love that question too, because people always say, oh, that's so innovative. And to say frankly, I created Nomadher because that's what I needed.
Oh.
I was telling myself, is there any other community or like app where I can look for other female travelers? And I found out there isn't. So that's why I started Nomadher, because I needed it. Especially I started during COVID. So the beginning idea, how I've got this idea to start Nomadher goes back. So far, I have traveled around 60 countries solo.
Oh, wow, okay.
And when I was around 20-year-old, there was a moment that I've gone through a very unpleasant situation when I was traveling solo in Italy.
Right.
I was only 20-year-old, and that was sort of very mentally shocking moment, which gave me like kind of question like, is this something happening only to me, or are there any other women who are hesitant to go solo traveling because they are afraid of what can possibly happen to them?
Right.
And later I found out that in the world, around 74% of women, they wish to go solo traveling, or they have traveled solo, but around 80% of women still hesitate due to safety or safety issues.
Right.
So that's why it brought me idea about like, what if I create the community where we can support each other, no matter where I'm based in Morocco, in Qatar, or Peru, or here in Busan.
Yeah.
So that's how I started the idea during my study back in Paris, in France, during COVID season.
Oh, wow.
I think I was crazy. I've interviewed around 1,000 female travelers, like a crazy woman, going every single places.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
For 1 year. I've done so many things, like even organizing very like small meetups to listen to people's story. And then I've got conviction. Yeah, we need this.
Right, definitely. And turning a personal challenge into like a global solution. And I think just hearing that, it sounds like it's not just a business, but a movement and community as well. Now, you recently secured a 1 billion won investment from a domestic venture capital firm. So what do you think convinced investors to support Nomadher?
Yes. So far we've secured around $2 million funding. We also got confirmation last week that Google is also investing a little, which is a great news for us. I think, first of all, they really focused about the energy, the passion that we are carrying. We started during COVID. No one wanted to invest during COVID. Everyone said, travel startup, it will never work out.
Yeah.
And the women empowerment, people were, at that time, were more like,
Hesitant.
women,
right.
hesitant. But I think there are two things that they really focused. The first is the global community that we have created. I'm very proud to say I'm Busanese, born and raised in Busan. But what we are creating is very global. Like I think 90% of our traffic comes from USA, France, like Europe. So people think like there's so much potential that this company can go global, like not only here in South Korea, and they've already proved. Secondly, I think about the fact that it's actually female travelers with very high consuming power are using our platform and community. So let's say you are traveling as a woman, it means at least two times to 3 times per year you are traveling, and in average we spend around up to 10,000 sometimes like per hour trip.
It's pricey.
Yeah, it's pricey, and it's female travelers who go to duty-free shop in the end. It's women who in the end decide where to stay, what kind of
so
hotel.
True,
So just started as female travelers, but there's so much potential that we can go into hotel industry, duty-free industry, cosmetic industry. So I think that's what they have focused.
Right. And that makes perfect sense. It's clear that it's not just a product, right? It's a movement, as we mentioned, but also I think, your mindset, global mindset, and the quality of your community really sets you apart in today's startup ecosystem. We have a lot of messages saying that, really brave for you to travel all that and start such a movement. And as we mentioned, nomadher was named the most innovative startup by the UN World Tourism Organization. So tell us, what was going through your mind maybe when you first heard the news?
To say frankly,
Okay.
I thought, we deserve this.
Oh,
Who else?
I love that.
Who else? I was not surprised because I knew it, and I also knew how much efforts that I was investing
Of course.
for this. And even right now when we look around, I feel like, yeah, we deserve this. Like I've been really putting all my sweat and passion for
Right.
creating this community. But at the same time, it was great because when I was presenting this to South Korean domestic investors, at first they were more like, okay, so what's that women thing, right? But since we've gotten we got recognized by United Nations, those world-renowned organization, it sort of flipped all this scenario.
Right.
And now they say, okay, so there's something going on for this startup, really.
Right.
Yeah, and there were, I think, around 2,000 startups who have applied for this competition.
Oh, wow.
And we've won the grand championship for women empowerment section. And it really, I think, proves that, okay, all those efforts, all those times that I've invested, it was not meaningless.
Right, definitely. And I really love your answer. I think this story, many aspiring entrepreneurs will definitely find it motivating as well. Now, listeners, if you're just tuned into Busan Worldwide, we're in the middle of the interview with nomadher's founder and CEO, Ms. Kim Hyo-jung. And now you also became the face of Google Play's global We Are Play campaign, and nomadher was the first Korean startup to be featured in a documentary. So what is the focus of that documentary?
The kind of behind story last year.
We love that.
We received an email saying Google wants to feature you. Google wants to make a documentary about your founding story.
Right.
My first reaction was, it's a scam.
Right.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah, why suddenly?
Yeah.
And then and then I reached out to them. They asked hey, can we have some short call? It was actually 6 journalists.
Oh, wow.
Based in London. And they say, yeah, we found you and we think it's very interesting to make it as a documentary, sort of short video clip. And I say, how did you find about us? How? And they say, you were on our radar.
Oh.
That's something what I appreciated. So I think the kind of core message about the whole documentary is talking about how a small mobile application can actually give so much global impact to the society.
Right.
And I think that's true. If we right now see our traffic, some people are using our app from, let's say, Suriname in Latin America, right?
Wow.
Some people are using our app from, I don't know, somewhere in Middle East, in Iran, in Africa, somewhere in Kenya.
Yeah.
And whenever I see this, it's a small app, but they've always told us, listen, because of our visa restriction, not everyone has privilege to go travel freely as I do, you do,
Right.
because of passport power. And they've told me, listen, because of our country's domestic political situation or our visa restriction, we cannot travel at the moment. But just by seeing and listening to all those inspiring travel stories of women is already giving us so much energy and inspiration.
Right, and empowerment.
And that's something I feel crazy.
Right.
It's true. You cannot travel at the moment, but just by seeing the travel stories of other women can still give you so much inspiration and message.
Yeah.
And that was a kind of cool message.
Wow.
And we filmed in Busan.
Definitely. You filmed it in Busan.
Yes.
Oh, wow. And why did you choose to film it in Busan?
So they had so much budget. They asked me, where do you want to film? Do you want to film in Paris? That was their first question.
Okay.
I think they kind of assumed that because we started from Paris, they assumed, do you want to film in Paris? And the production team was based in London. And I asked them, can you go anywhere? Brazil, Morocco, Monaco?
Right.
And they say, yeah, wherever you want. And I told them, give me some time.
Right.
And I was thinking, still, what if we film in my hometown where I was grown,
Of
where I've got
course.
all this inspiration. I'm such an ocean surfing girl.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to also feature some of our local partners. For example, our surf teacher who is based in Songjeong. She's one of the few female surfers in Busan. So I asked him, do you think can you come to Busan, South Korea?
Yeah.
And they say, give us some time. And at some point, they kind of managed to find also local production team. So team based in London, they actually flew to London, to
wow.
Busan. And it was a very interesting moment.
Amazing. So you had the freedom to choose anywhere in the world, and you chose Busan. And thank you so much for that. And I think it really beautifully captures how technology, so just one small app, can really transcend borders, right? And how a small idea can have that ripple effect across the globe and empowering and inspiring women around the world. And being recognized by the UN World Tourism Organization and featured in a documentary must have been just incredible milestone for a startup. So what did these two experiences mean to you and your company, Nomadher, and how do you think they serve as turning points?
I think it's been 6-7 years that I've started. I've been doing Nomadher. I started when I was 25 years old. Now I'm 32. And now I feel like I'm also in the stage where I'm thinking how I can actually help and support other budding female entrepreneurs. How with all this community power can we support other female local travel agencies or women in different parts of the world. So right now, all this global recognition is so great, but now I'm thinking, so what's next? How can we partner? How can we actually empower all those local women? How can we create more employment opportunity where, let's say, I hire 1,000 women, right? That's amazing.
Right.
And now we're in a stage of how can we create more economic sort of ripple effect.
Right.
That way, based on this community, we actually create a circular economy where what people are spending through their traveling can actually give more profits back to those local women. So we are in that kind of stage, and I love how I have grown into that stage.
Right. And I love how you're turning every milestone into a momentum and doing more and kind of reinventing the company to grow in different stages. Now, Nomadher operates not only from its headquarters here in Busan, but also from, we mentioned, Station F in Paris. So how has running the business between these two cities, Busan and Paris, really benefited your company?
I love Busan, by the way. Whenever I go to all those TV shows and radio, they always ask me, so where's your favorite spot in the world, right? And I always say Busan. My mom yesterday, she told me, you're crazy. Like, I literally walk 4 hours every day, 2 hours in the morning next to the Busan, like Haeundae Beach, and also during the evening. And she said, like, what's going on? Are you like... I love ocean so much. I think Busan is the place where I feel like I'm breathing. I love ocean. I love surfing. I love this breeze, like sun.
Yes.
It's the place where I feel like I can just let myself go and feel this freedom energy.
Yeah.
I am dynamic Busan, right?
Right,
That's
definitely.
what they used to be slogan. But now Busan is
Busan is good.
Busan is good. Now back to Paris. I love their artistic inspiration. I meet so many people working in fashion industry, art industry, music industry, film industry. It's a very multicultural city. Everything is going very fast, but it's also different from Seoul, where everything is based on innovation technology. I think Paris is really based on the value. What kind of value can you bring? I think Paris was the place where they really appreciated that we are focusing on women empowerment. That's where I've got all this kind of concept and inspiration when it comes to multicultural society also as well. So I really love the fact, I think last year I've done just a back and forth like 6-7 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lots of airplane, lots of CO2, let's say.
Right. Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's a great combination.
Yeah.
One city is bringing me artistic inspiration. Another city is bringing me this feeling of being alive.
Definitely. It's an amazing mix, I think, and balance is fascinating, definitely. And I think definitely Busan and Paris is shaping NomadHer to be global, I think, even more so. Now, I do want to talk about on April 28th, you're going to be speaking at the Expo invited by the UN. So what will your presentation be about and what message would you like to share with women around the world?
So we were invited by United Nations and Cartier to speak about women empowerment and traveling at Cartier Pavilion for a World Expo in Osaka, Japan. And I think it's already, first of all, great that I'm the only South Korean female founder.
Such an honor.
Yeah, they've only invited 5 female founders, like entrepreneurs from the world.
Right.
The message will be really like about keep trying, making failures, and how we can actually create the economy where what we are doing can, in the end, impact other women in the local economy. Right now, we are creating women surfing program here in Busan.
Right.
We have Jeju Haenyeo diving program.
Oh, wow.
By partnering with Haenyeo back in Jeju Island. And then in Bali, we are also creating this women surfing program by partnering with local Indonesian Balinese female surfers.
Okay.
And if you actually go deeper, everything is based on the theme of empowering these local women. So we're very excited to talk about what we are doing can actually also impact not only individuals, but also all those local female entrepreneurs.
Right, definitely. And like we said, definitely such an honor. And I feel like it's an unstoppable progress, right? And empowerment is definitely moving. It's exciting to hear that it's not just encouraging travel, but like you said, actively shaping that economic opportunities for NomadHer, but also women around the world. Now, I do want to ask, what does travel mean to you?
Travel means breathing and freedom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yesterday, I was noting down like what makes me happy. Matcha latte. Seeing sunrise. Yeah,
Right,
like
right.
matcha latte,
Walking.
green tea latte.
Yeah.
It's such a fab right now in Paris,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
social matcha club. And I'm like, you know what? That's our culture,
Yeah.
right? Like green tea
We have it
latte.
all the
It's like
time.
Busan green tea latte. That's our culture. And
Come
I'm
to
like,
Korea.
yeah, why is it becoming a fab? Like I'm like always drinking. So like matcha latte or seeing sunrise at 6 a.m. Next to Haeundae Beach. I
Right.
love that feeling. Going walking with my mom. Like I think in the end, all those very simple moments are the ones that make me happy. Like for example, when we've heard, oh, NomadHer is raising $2 million or something, I thought when back in 5 years ago, I thought I would be amazing, crazily happy.
Right.
But when we got confirmation, I was more like, okay.
Great.
Yeah, great. And if I think what really makes me happy are actually those really tiny, small moments in our daily life.
Right.
And for me, traveling solo actually always reminds of me what I truly appreciate is small, like those tiny moments, like
Yeah.
talking to you, talking to someone on the street,
Right.
like grandma's small gesture, saying like, oh, where are you coming from? Drinking small espresso on the street of Barcelona, just enjoying the sun on the beach. And that's what always reminds me of, like, someone said, travel is not a reward for working, but it's a lesson for living. And that's what I think.
So, conclusion, I feel like it's all about perspective, appreciating small things in life, everything in life, and even 소확행, small joys in
Yes.
life, we should definitely enjoy. And And I think from hearing it, I think it's really about the journey, not just the destination and the results as well. And, we have so many questions coming in.
Really?
And yes.
Really?
There's really a lot of...
I'm just curious.
a lot of people saying real proud Busan night for sure as well. Can I ask just one question, right? There's so many, but what is the most important thing we have when we travel abroad? So this is from Juliet Neem. What is the most important thing to have when we're traveling?
We
have 30 seconds. So
I think it's really different for someone, but for me, I think preparation is something really important,
Right.
especially as a woman. We need to make sure that, and always listen to locals.
Definitely.
When locals say, don't do this, please don't do
do it.
this.
Right.
They know what's good and what's not.
Yeah. And if you don't know, you can always check out nomadher and be part of their community and travel safely as well. Now, it was a pleasure having you in the studio, and it was such an inspiring moment for me as well. And thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. And this was an interview with nomadher's founder and CEO, Ms. Kim Hyo-jung, here in the studio. We're going to be back with our after song break. This is Roar by Katy Perry.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see
Welcome back to Busan Worldwide on BEFM. I'm your host, Stephanie Yoon. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Let's dive into our segment titled Global Buzz Busan. 글로벌 도시로 성장해가는 부산의 다양한 소식을 전해드리는 시간입니다. Now, Classical Busan, they're the operator of Busan Concert Hall and Busan Opera House, both of which are specialized venues for classical music, will be presenting the 2025 Busan Ballet season from April 25th through June 4th. 클래식 전문 공연장인 부산 콘서트홀과 부산 오페라 하우스를 운영하는 클래식부산이 오는 25일부터 6월 4일까지 2025 부산 발레 시즌을 진행합니다. Now, starting with the world premiere of Dear Ballerina, the company will present Shining Wave, a creative ballet repertoire invited to the Korea Ballet Festival at the Hane Theater of the Cinema Theater, Cinema Center, and the Tao Theater of the Seoul Arts Center as well. The performances will feature members of the Busan Opera House Ballet of the 2025 season who will perform alongside the production team, and we definitely expect that citizens will be able to enjoy the ballet's high-quality performances through this Busan Ballet season. I personally just love that we can have so many different cultural activities that we can enjoy here in our city as well. Well, listeners, again, thank you so much for messaging in today. A lot of people showing love for our guests today and saying it empowers me to want to travel. We have Choi Sung-nim saying, I'm glad to hear this interview because I wanted to travel alone, but I was worried about, some of the trouble or issues that I might face. So definitely checking it out and just hearing that this wonderful company is from Busan is amazing to hear as well. Well, with that, let's move on to our next song break. This is Martin Smith with 봄 그리. Actually, we're gonna listen to 봄 그리구나 with Martin Smith.
바람이 불어 따스한 햇살 속에서 우리 꽃향기와 함께 오늘 날이 좋아서 같이 걷고 싶어요 이쁜 이 거리를 너와 함께 지금 이 순간을 놓치고 싶진 않아 너도 나와 같다면 내 앞에 머릿결이 휘날리는 그 향기에 기분이 좋아서 너의 그 사랑이 피어나고 그대 품에 안겨 살짝 눈을 감죠 파란 하늘엔 구름이 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 꽃들을 피우고 우리 둘의 사랑이 시작되고 이 거리를 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 더 물들이고 있죠 밤 공기는 아직 차고 너의 손을 잡고서 이 순간에 서로의 따뜻한 온기를 느끼며 가로등이 비추는 거리를 따라서 지금 이 시간이 영원하길 지금 이 순간을 놓치고 싶진 않아 너도 나와 같다면 내 앞에 머릿결이 휘날리는 그 향기에 기분이 좋아서 너의 그 사랑이 피어나고 그대 품에 안겨 살짝 눈을 감죠 파란 하늘엔 구름이 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 꽃들을 피우고 우리 둘의 사랑이 시작되고 이 거리를 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 더 물들이고 있죠 내 두 손에 빨개진 물이 사 나무가 되고 싶어 너에게 사랑이 피어나면 해가 되어줄게 바라기만 해줄래 파란 하늘엔 구름이 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 꽃들을 피우고 우리 둘의 사랑이 시작되고 이 거리를 하나 둘씩 새하얗게 더 물들이고 있죠
Now it's time for Correspondent Report, where we connect with our reporters from all around the world. And today we're heading to China. For Chinese correspondent reporter, we do have Mr. Park Shin-hee. He is based in China. 중국의 박신희 통신원과 함께합니다. 안녕하십니까?
예, 안녕하세요. 중국 통신원 박신입니다.
네. All right. It's a pleasure to be connected. And my apology. It is China correspondent reporter, right? And let's jump into our first topic for today. Our first story is that public sentiment in China is reportedly turning more anti-American in response to U.S. tariffs. 네, 첫 소식 볼게요. 미국의 대중국 관세 부과에 대한 중국인들의 반미 감정이 커지고 있다고요?
예. 시진핑 중국 국가주석이 미국의 관세 정책을 겨냥해서 일방적 괴롭힘에 맞서야 한다며 위로부터의 결의를 다지는 가운데 중국인들의 반미 감정이 점점 고조되고 있습니다. 중국의 소셜미디어에는 관세 폭탄에 반격해야 한다면서 불매 미국 브랜드 명단이 확산 중이고 여기에 애국주의 소비 트렌드가 맞물리면서 미국 브랜드를 대신하는 중국 제품 소비를 서로 독려하는 글과 영상이 넘쳐나고 있습니다.
I see. So as Chinese President Xi Jinping denounced the U.S. tariff policy as unilateral bullying and called for resolve from the top, anti-American sentiment amongst Chinese citizens is on the rise. And on Chinese social media, lists of American brands to boycott are spreading, accompanied by calls to resist the tariff bombs. And this trend is now overlapping with patriotic consumerism, where users are, or buyers are encouraging one another to purchase Chinese alternatives instead. And I imagine this latest round of tariffs is also facing pushbacks from Chinese exporters. 이번 관세 조치로 미국에 수출하는 중국 기업들의 반발도 클 것으로 보이는데요.
예. 미국의 관세 압박에 직접 타격을 입게 된 중국 기업들 사이에서도 저항의 분위기마저 읽힌다고 외신들은 보도하고 있습니다. 파이낸셜 타임즈는 미국 수출 소비재 공장이 많이 모여있는 중국 이웃시에선 당황스러움보다는 냉정한 저항의 분위기가 더 강하게 느껴진다고 전했습니다. 그러면서 중국인은 외국인과 생각이 달라서 우리는 먼저 돈을 저축하고 몇 년을 버틸 수 있다며 중국인은 어떤 장기전에도 이길 것이다. 우리는 쓴맛도 먹을 줄 안다고 중국 기업인들의 말을 전하기도 했습니다.
I see. So foreign media reports say Chinese companies affected by the U.S. tariff pressure are showing signs of resistance. The Financial Times noted that in EU, a hub for China's consumer goods exports to the U.S., the mood was more of a calm defiance than confusion. One small business owner was quoted saying, "Unlike foreigners, we Chinese save money and can endure for years, and we will win any long-term battle we're used to hardship." Now, do you think the government is intentionally amplifying this anti-American mood? 이런 반미 분위기, 중국 정부도 어느 정도 의도한 걸까요?
예, 그렇습니다. 중국 내 커지는 반미 정서는 중국 지도층에서 결전 의지를 내비치면서 더욱 강화하고 있는 것으로 보이는데요. 시진핑 주석은 주변국 및 우호국과 미국의 일방주의, 우선주의에 맞서겠다는 뜻을 지속해서 내비치고 있습니다. 그리고 마오닝 중국 외교부 대변인은 지난 12일 소셜미디어 X에 1953년 한국 전쟁 중 촬영된 마오쩌둥 연설 동영상을 올렸는데요. 이 영상 속 마오쩌둥은 전쟁이 얼마나 오래 가든 절대 굴복하지 않을 것이며 완전한 승리를 거둘 때까지 싸울 것이라고 말하고 있는데요. 이러한 중국 정부의 반미 의지가 민간 차원의 반미 분위기 확산에 반영되고 있다는 평가입니다.
Right, definitely. So it appears so, as top Chinese leadership signals a strong will to fight to the end, public anti-American sentiment is being reinforced. President Xi actually continues to express intentions to stand with neighboring and allied countries against U.S. unilateralism. And on Platform X, featuring 150, so on April 10th, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Mao Ning posted a video on social media, which was Platform X, featuring a 1953 Korean War-era speech by Mao Zedong, in which he states that no matter how long the war lasts, we will never surrender, we will fight until complete victory. And many observers see this message as deliberately encouraging the rise of anti-American views at the grassroots level as well. With that, let's move on to our second topic for today. A Chinese airline is under fire after refusing to allow two passengers with autism to board. 네, 다음 소식 볼게요. 중국의 동방항공이 자폐 증세가 있는 청년들의 탑승을 거부해 논란이 되고 있다고요?
예, 그렇습니다. 지난 8일 남방도시보에 따르면 지난 4월 1일에 두 명의 어머니가 각자 자녀와 함께 동방항공을 이용해서 윈난성 다리에서 산시성 시안으로 이동할 계획이었는데요. 두 어머니는 아이들이 자폐를 앓고 있음을 증명하는 병원 진단서를 제시하고 공항 측에 그린패스, 즉 우선 탑승 지원을 신청했습니다. 그런데 탑승 시간이 임박한 상황에서도 이들은 서비스 데스크에서 자녀가 탑승할 수 없다는 통보를 받았는데요. 현장 직원이 제시한 위챗 대화방 여객 서비스 그룹 내 메시지에는 M료 572편 자폐 승객 2명, 기내 다른 승객의 탑승에 영향을 줄 수 있어 기장 지시에 따라 탑승 거부한다는 문구가 담겨 있었다고 합니다.
그렇군요. 듣기만 해도 마음이 아픈 소식인데요. So he shared that according to Southern Metropolis Daily on April 8th, two mothers planned to fly with their children on a China Eastern Airlines flight MU5725, and they presented medical documents proving their children had autism and requested priority boarding assistance. However, just before boarding, they were told at the service desk that their children would not be allowed on the plane. A message in a WeChat group used by the airline staff reportedly read, "Due to the presence of two passengers with autism, the captain has decided to deny boarding out of concern for other passengers." And definitely, this is such a heartbreaking story. So, were the two young passengers ultimately unable to fly? 그럼 두 청년은 결국 비행기를 타지 못한 건가요?
아닙니다. 다행히도 탑승을 거절당한 자폐 청년 2명은 부모들의 억울한 호소로 같은 날 저녁 다른 비행기로 이동할 수 있었습니다. 그리고 피해자 측이 이번 사건을 SNS 등에 공개하자 다음날 동방항공 측은 담당 직원이 보호자에게 직접 연락을 해서 사과하면서 회사가 책임지고 진상조사와 개선을 하겠다고 밝혔습니다. 그런데 보호자가 요청한 정확한 거부 사유에 대해서는 명확한 설명이 없었다고 합니다.
I see. So fortunately, the two passengers with autism were able to take a different flight later that same evening after their parents protested the decision. When the story went public on social media, the China Eastern Airlines representative reached out the following day to apologize and promise an investigation and internal improvements as well. However, the airline has yet to offer a clear explanation for the exact reason their boarding was denied. I do hope that never happens again. And with that, that's going to do it for Correspondent Report, connecting with our reporter based in China, Mr. Park Shin-hee. 네, 중국 소식은 여기까지 듣겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 지금까지 중국통신원 박신이었습니다.
All right. And listeners, that brings us to the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed every one of the segments we have prepared for you today. Now, let's talk and chat about some of the messages coming in. As always, we do appreciate your messages, your listenership as well. We have, as always, 고수님, 사랑니, 요정님 messaging in. Welcome, welcome. And Mint Chocolate-님, welcome as well. Jinli-님, and everyone just kind of sharing about the weather. The weather is clearing up, right? A little bit better than yesterday, and yesterday was better than the day before as well. A lot of messages about maybe going on a picnic, and what would you go on a picnic with? Some people saying coffee. Warm coffee or hot coffee with donut would be lovely. And yes, I definitely agree as well. Well, listeners, whatever you're doing, even if you're not having a picnic today, I do hope that you enjoy your day today. And that's going to do it for today's show. Today's show was produced by Kim Yoo-eun, written by Bang Mira. I've been your host, Stephanie Yoon. And listeners, if you like to listen to this episode again, you can find our show on bfm.or.kr or BFM app. And if you have not yet checked us out on YouTube, make sure to go on YouTube and search for BEFM or 부산영어방송. Make sure to subscribe and check out our live shows and like our videos as well. And also, you can check out our rerun at 8 p.m. tonight. Final song for today is by Mark with 1999. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Well, listen to me. Listen. Yeah. Too fine. 1999 다시 느껴 날. What? Today I feel so new. Feels like 99. Well, listen to me. 99, yeah, 99. 99, yeah, 99. What? 99, yeah, 99, yeah. 99. Yeah, Mark Lee, back again. What's up with a testament? 멈추지가 달라 flow, I'ma break the net. Algorithm 자리 앞에 도착해. 날 99년생, now we're up, get a brain slap, tongue get one like alarm set. I'ma wake him up, I'ma wake him up, I'ma wake him up. 난 되고 뭐 10년째 기본 내 dream 소박할리 없지. Got a call from my maker, told me wake up, said okay. 오늘 저 태양 젊어 보여, I feel reborn. Used to think but now I know baby. 1999 다시 느껴 날. Today I feel so new, feels like 99. Well, listen to me. 99, yeah, 99. 99, yeah, 99. Yeah. 99, yeah, 99, yeah. 99, yeah. 기가 막히네. 아침에 okay, I wear that armor like Jackie, no what's that? 하루밤낮을 바뀌는 세상 말고 난 I know he sees me more than so viral. What's a decade? 10년 동안 나 같은 너무 못 봤네 100 못할 바엔 일을 하라게. I'm so fine. Well, listen to me. 1999 다시 느껴 날. Today I feel so new, feels like 99. Well, listen to me. 99, yeah, 99. What? 99, yeah, 99. Yeah. 99, yeah, 99. Yeah. Light it up. 해가 또 밝았네. This is a revolution. I'll leave the 99 just to get to one, baby. 세기 마지막에 태어나 시대의 마지막이 될게. Only one more question remains. 대체 what was his plan? 99, yeah, you ain't listening. Listen. Well, listen to me. Let me show you I was born to be. Let me show you I was born to be. What you mean? Let me show you I was born to be. I was always meant to be yours. Yeah.
Let's bring it back.
1999 다시 느껴 날. Today I feel so new, feels like 99. Well, listen to me. 99, yeah.